Hi, this is Veronica Wells from MadameNoire.com, and today we're sitting with Gina Prince Bythewood, director of films like Love and Basketball, Secret Life of Bees, and now she's releasing her new project, Beyond the Lights. Last night you spoke about a little bit how your birth story influenced this project. So can you talk to us a little bit about that? How did you get the ball rolling?
One of the inspirations for the film was that I just tracked down my birth mother and found out the circumstances of my birth, and it was not positive at all. And it was really realizing, gosh, if she hadn't given me up, what my life would have been like to grow up in a home where I just didn't have unconditional love, and it should really just be the right of every child to have that. And I thought that'd make a really interesting character. And so it was really that, coupled with somebody very close to me tried to commit suicide and changed their mind, thank goodness, halfway through, and was able to get to the hospital in time. And I really thought that was a fascinating way to start this film, of this woman on the edge and getting saved, and then what happens after that, because I really wanted to put out the message to choose life, that you get to this really dark place, you can't see anything beyond that, but there is a good life to be had if you just give it a chance and push through.
So initially the film was going to be called Blackbird. So tell us why you had to end up changing that, and then what the importance of the song throughout the film.
Yeah, that's such a tough one. Like, it should be called Blackbird. You see the movie and it's so obvious.
Why you wanna fly, Blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly.
That was really painful, because the title is as important to me as the characters' names, and the Nina Simone song that inspired it it's such a big part of the film, and everything that song says and means, it's just so dark and haunting and beautiful. And but another movie has the same title, independent film that came out, and there's some confusion between the two, and some people thought that was mine, and but also their movie was based on a book called Blackbird, so they had the copyright. So you said that you knew when you saw Gugu, when she auditioned, that she was going to be the one. What was it about her that set her apart from everybody else you saw? Her chops. It's like she has so much craft. I mean, and you just saw it. But there's also an innate vulnerability about her. Like, you just cared about her. It's like, this is a woman that is going to take chances and is bold, and I really wanted that for an actress, and this part was really going to require that. And after she auditioned, then she had to sing Blackbird. And I was like, oh God, please, please. And she killed it.
So that's her singing in the movie?
Yeah, she's singing in
the
movie.
Out.
She worked very, very hard, very hard.
You're known for working with women, and you said it was important that you established like a maternal energy on the set. Why was that important?
Yeah, just because I knew what Gugu was going to have to go through for this part, and how much she was going to have to put out of herself, both physically and mentally. And I just didn't want a aggressive male energy around her. And that's not to say, I mean, of course we have men on set, so it wasn't that. And I was very careful of who I crewed up with, and it was a great crew all around.
And you had a lot of trouble getting this film made. Yeah. And so how did you come to the decision to make like an 8-minute presentation? You know, I need you guys to see this is how great it's going to be.
Yeah, once I found Gugu in an audition, I knew she was the one. And but she's not a star, and that's what they said. She's not a star. So I said, well, let me show you she's a star. And put our money together and shot this presentation. And it wasn't until BET saw that presentation, like, they just got it. It was great to be in a room where there was no question. And they said that they put a couple million into it, so find a studio. And now I've got a really good script and this presentation and a couple $1 million, and that really opened it up for Relativity, who again was another studio that saw it and never questioned my casting.
Lastly, since you experienced so much rejection with this, and then finally seeing it on screen, like, what can you say about the importance of passion in anything you do, whether it's film, any type of artistic endeavor, especially?
Yeah, I mean, I learned very early on with Love and Basketball, because everybody turned that down, and it is so soul-crushing to have something so clear in your head and not be able to express it or have others see it. So, but I learned I just need one yes. And It was a story I was passionate about. On paper, it shouldn't have been made. I mean, it's about a black girl who wants to be the first girl in the NBA. But I was passionate about it, and that fueled the fight, and that was so helpful to this movie, which took even longer to get made. Again, because I was passionate about it, it gets you up every day to keep fighting, and you get that no, then get up and move on. You know, fall 7 times, stand up 8. It's just a constant fight, and it was because I'm passionate about the material and what I wanted to put out in the world that got me up. And that's not to say there weren't dark days of this is never going to happen, and you know, but gratefully, husband who's a producer, when I was falling, he was pulling me up. You know, so it was a long process, but the passion really got us through.